all right, so now the COVID had brought out some creative things, right? And, people got to find a way, as my long guy goes and his mess up my audio.
Isn't that crazy? They always do it right
Fam.
Right as soon as you record, every time.
I ain't seen bro in 6 weeks. So, Carl,
I got you.
okay, hold on. So during the COVID, you got to find ways to stay alive, baby. This is all about survival of the fittest. And so I found one company who they came with a little something different, and I was like, okay, now is it fair or foul? Because, they have strategies, they got employees, they got everything, and right now, their industry got to be hurting more than any industry. So we'll take a look, and then I'll show them, okay, you see that? What's that say, E? Or Maul, go for it. I know E can't see good.
Where is it?
Pasquale's Pizza and Wings?
Mm-hmm. So Pasquale's Pizza and Wings is actually, what happened was Chuck E. Cheese actually changed their name to an Italian-sounding pizza joint.
Oh, you lied.
Bam! So they changed their name to Pasquale's because they only doing delivery, like Grubhub delivery and stuff.
Yeah, it said under alias company name on delivery apps, such as Grubhub.
Yeah.
Pasquale's, yeah.
So on Grubhub, instead of saying Chuck E. Cheese, it say Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
Pasquale's, I wonder where they got that from.
Hey, that's fair, dog. That's fair. That's fair. I actually like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Feel me?
Man. Hey, they do brand it themselves. Hey, I like that.
Hey.
Where a kid could be a kid.
Man.
I'm saying, so that, if you just put on there, hey, who want delivery pizza and wings from Chuck E. Cheese, ain't nobody getting that.
Yeah, done deal.
But Pasquale's, though?
Yeah.
Pasquale's? Hey,
it's got a little ring to it, too,
Oh, it's got a great ring.
I'm about to get some of that Pasquale's.
All right, let me get that Pasquale's. Let me get a 6-piece
Talk
barbecue.
about rebuilding.
I'm trying to fit. Hey, what I want to know though is how deep did they go? When it came in the box, did they fully commit or did it say Chuck E. Cheese?
It's got a whole different hookup. Okay, yeah. Look it up. See if somebody got delivery.
It's probably written on that joint.
Yeah.
I bet you they still give you the napkins with the little marks on them.
Malcolm X said by any means necessary, dog.
By the way, happy belated birthday. His birthday was yesterday, so.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
I always thought, Maul, as a kid growing up, I remember looking at Duracell batteries and I was like, yo, a super dope business strategy would be to create your competitor. I was like, what if Duracell and Energizer was the same company?
They're the same.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they are or not, but I'm saying that's genius, bro. Like all your ads bash the other one. I'm saying fair, see.
Hey, I used to do that with properties. A lot of times I would bid on properties. And I would have two companies, the same companies bidding on the same property. And then the seller would be like, oh, I have another buyer. You better come with it. And I'd be like, hey, And then on the other side,
that's a bad man over there.
Right, I would pull a contract away and say, you know what, this property is not worth it. I'm not. And then they'll call me on the other side like, hey, are you still interested in the property? And I'll be like, oh, no, not really. And so now they got two people that saying the property is not really worth it. Then they come down on the price. And then
beautiful.
Make real estate real.
All day.
What you say? E, so was Chuck E. Cheese fair or foul?
Yeah, I say fair, man. You got to feed your family. They got to survive, bro. Yeah.
Okay, but can we agree that they need some type of action plan if your food is that bad to where you got to make up a whole fake alias?
Well, look.
But I guess they ain't selling food though, really, right?
Right.
That's not the truth. Their claim to fame is not actually the food. Right. It's actually the video games. So they had to repurpose it because you so focused on the video games and the kids having fun. So that's all. They had to take the focus to the food, bro.
Hey, I'm going to shoot Chuck E. Cheese some bail. I actually didn't mind Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I'm a pizza head, but I actually thought it was straight.
Have you ever had the wings?
No, I never had. I did not order wings from Chuck E. Cheese.
It's not like
I'm not going to take it that far. Not when Wingstop down the street. But
Chuck E. Cheese is not real pizza.
No, of course. Okay, all right. Now we got to go to Chicago. It's not Home Run Inn.
It's not
just-
real pizza.
Okay.
on.
Hey, but let me tell you something.
Here, bro.
Home run in ain't as good as Pascali's either, though. You know what I'm saying? Pascali's, you know what I'm saying? They put a couple little bit
He
more
trying to set
seasonings
us up
on
for an
that.
argument, Ma. Don't fall for the bait,
No, I ain't got the
Ma.
energy today.
Don't fall
I ain't got
for
the energy
bait,
today.
Ma.
My hand hurt, Ma. No mas. I don't want no smoke today. He said something deep during the sermon, and while we were going through it, I never really thought about it like that, but he said, yo, you don't really want help. Like, you don't really want to get better. Most of you want to talk about the problem, but you don't really want to get better. And he said, he said, let me tell you something. This is why I love my wife. He said, when Didi and I were going through the struggles in our marriage with me and the anger boy, the reason I knew she wanted to fix the problem is because she called CJ. Now, when he said that, and at first I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm sitting there watching the sermon. And he was like, no. Think about it. If you don't want to solve it, who do you call? You call your homegirls, right? Like, you call your friends to be like, oh, he got an anger issue. And what's your friends gonna say? Oh, girl, I can't believe he blowing up like that and he doing, you should leave, right? And so in that situation, you're really not trying to fix the problem. You're looking for a sounding board to talk about your problem, right? And so I thought it was deep that he said, yo, Didi called CJ because she knows, one, CJ's a pilot. So my only goal is to get to the solution. And Didi knows that. She know I don't play favorites. Like, my goal is to make sure, especially me being E right hand, I got to get my dog in the right mental space. And if I already know, if him and Didi ain't on one accord, nothing's going to work out. Right? And so I was charged with fixing that. So I told E, man to man, like, bruh, what's going on? Let's talk through it. And we were able to talk through that thing and get on the other side. But what was so deep again is Didi did not call somebody she knew could do nothing about the problem. She didn't call somebody she knew couldn't do anything. She didn't call anybody who would just be there to go, oh, I can't believe it, and you right, and you. She went to problem-solving mode. And I feel like, man, we have issues in our lives, and how many of us have issues in our lives, and instead of going into problem-solving mode, we go into victim mode, we go into storyteller mode. Like, a lot of y'all just want to tell everybody your business and, oh, I can't believe. And so I really want to talk about today, and y'all help me through this, when you have issues come up, when you have issues arise, what's the difference between the people who say, yo, this is an issue. I got it. My marriage, something going wrong. I got to fix it, as opposed to the person who been complaining about their marriage for the last 5 years. And so E, kind of walk us through that concept, what you were feeling when, during the sermon, and then let's dig in with the fellas on how we can get people over that hump.
Yeah, so, to me, man, I think it's very critical that you make a decision on your gates. You feel me? Like, you got, and they say, who left the gate open? You feel me? Like, you got to make up in your mind, number one, what are you trying to accomplish? And then number two, based on what you're trying to accomplish, you got to come out of your feelings and you got to go straight to facts. Like you got to make up in your mind. So you just know that if I'm in my feelings, I call my homegirl, I call my homeboy, I call the person who's going to take my side. You got to know that what you're going to actually get from that is a phenomenal feeling. All right? So let's not get it twisted. Oh, you're going to feel good. Like, you're going to feel great. They're going to listen to you. Right. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. It's going to feel phenomenal. Now, once you hang up the phone, you just got your reward. Ain't nothing else coming from that. You got your reward. You feel good. He wrong, she wrong, they wrong, I'm right. You feel phenomenal. Soon as you hang up the phone, that's your reward. You're not getting nothing else after that. Nothing else is going to change. But you feel great, though. So if that's your goal, that you're trying to feel good, congratulations. You just got the consolation prize of feeling good. Now, if you want to do something about it, you're not in your feelings. And this is why the flight assessment is so important. Because when you take the flight assessment, it's going to show you which one you naturally are. If you're naturally wired for facts or if you're naturally wired for feelings, it's going to show you. Yep. So now you get to go into the war aware and equipped. And so when we was on the phone, seeing you was talking to me, I already knew based on the assessment, the flight assessment, I was like, oh, I'm in my feelings. So I got to get out of my feelings because that's not going to help our marriage. I got to deal with the facts. And what's the facts? The way she communicates, the way I communicate. Matter of fact, it's crazy, Ma. In my feelings, I'm 100. She's a 10. So there's a disconnect right there. So she's not even into that. You feel me? Like, once I saw the numbers, and you got to take the assessment. Once I saw the numbers, Ma, I was like, I see what I'm doing wrong. I'm coming in this joker on 100 in feelings. She coming in this joker with 10 on feeling, and I don't even think it's a 10. I think because it started at 10, Ma, that's like they just gonna give you a 10 for writing your name, Ma. They give you a 10.
Right.
She
That's
probably
the baseline
like a 4.
standard.
Yeah, she probably like a 4 or a 3. And so listen to me. So what the assessment showed me about Dee Dee is that when Dee Dee gets on the phone, she's not interested in who's wrong, who's right. She's not interested in the feelings. She's actually trying to get a result from what we're going through. So watch this. Guys, y'all got to be careful. The gate. What do you mean, who left the gate open, E? You got to be careful what you're willing to listen to, for real. And that's why these podcasts are important. There are those of you getting information from us, and listen to me, it's not about getting information. But what we're doing is we're conditioning your way of thinking. We're helping some of you go from a poverty mindset to a wealth mindset. Come on, I told y'all what Ma told me. He put it in my gate, my ear gate. He said, E, you already in real estate. You already pay somebody. Now you need to get paid. And that information shifted my behavior. Come on, y'all hear what I'm saying? It wasn't a feeling. It was facts. And it shifted the way I do business. Y'all got to hear what I'm telling you. And so you got to be careful what you watch because it's teaching you. You got to be careful what you hear. You got to be careful. Oh, little ears, be careful what you hear. Be careful what you say. And here's the deal. I quit. When you go in, just know what you're going in for. So if you're going in for productivity, you ain't meddling with the devil. Oh, you shall not surely die. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch that. Like, bruh, you sitting there talking to the devil. You already know you already know ain't nothing coming from that conversation but death. And then when you start, whatsoever is pure, it's what the word says. Whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is just, whatsoever is lovely, whatsoever is a good report, think on these things. Why? Because if you think on these things, you're going to get the results that come with those things. You autocorrect other things because they're visual. You don't autocorrect yourself because you don't necessarily see that it's visual too. So let me show y'all what I mean.
You're seeing it outside of you. You're not seeing it.
It's the same thing. So I came downstairs today. It was too cold. So I adjusted the heat. I got on a treadmill. The incline wasn't high because I was running before. I adjusted the incline. The speed was too low when I got on. It wasn't high enough, so I pushed the button so I could. CJ and Carl said, the light is too close to you. Push it back. E, that white on your shirt, go change your shirt. Y'all not here. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm about to GED you out. I'm about to GED you out. Hey, E, stop putting your chest. When you pump your chest, it distorts either I got to make the adjustment or my man Ed got to make the adjustment or we got to get a new mic. And what happens when it's external, because you can see the buttons, you just hit them and you auto adjust. Everything in life, if your food's too hot, you blow it. You let it sit, you cool it down. If your car don't got enough gas to get where you're going, you auto adjust. You go to the gas station, put it. But what happens is a human, we're on cruise control. And I need you to get out of cruise control. Here are the 3 levers that I need you to fix every day. First, your mind. Check your mind every day and see if your mind is prepared to do the work you're trying to do. Do you need to get with a different group of people? Do you need to talk to somebody different? Like, do you need to read different books? Autocorrect. Look at your bank account. If it's off, all it means you need to get some wealth information. That's all it means. Listen to me. Too many of y'all, and I'm with you. I ain't on their level. Too many of you want to lose weight, but you don't want to work out. My wife and I talked about it this morning. It ain't never a day I get up and go run those 6 miles that I feel good about it. Now, there are days I feel better than other days. I never feel good working out, ever. I don't never wake up in the morning and crave working out.
Like that ain't my reality.
I'm over here.
Ever.
Hey, I'm over here hurt right now. I'm like, that's my, that's my sanctuary.
You
Getting
feel
in
me?
that gym.
I'm
feeling
saying
good.
I never feel it, but guess what?
I told you the kitchen eat sanctuary.
I get up and run 6 miles anyway. I don't have to feel it. I autocorrect and I tell my legs, get your butt up, put your shoes on, and go out there, put some music on, or get on a phone call with your boys and let them talk and you go run. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to be like Maul. You don't have to feel like working out to work out. You autocorrect.
That's good.
And that's your problem. You think that you gotta like it. You think you gotta already know it. You don't have to like it or know it, but you do have to auto adjust. So after you auto adjust your brain, you auto adjust your mouth.
Come on.
You auto adjust what you're saying. You talk different. So when I go out and run, I tell myself, while you may not like to exercise, bruh, you about to put your wife in a situation where she gonna have her husband for another year or two in life, and you're gonna be able to run with your grandkids, and your heart rate is going, you're not gonna have to pay the doctor, and you're gonna look younger, you're gonna have a glow on your face, so when you do your videos, people gonna respect you because you look like what you talking about. And more, I keep talking that talk.
Let's go. Just put it to 10 right now, Ian. Go for it. Put it to 10, Ian.
Now, don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Now,
you feel me? So I'm just saying, I know, right? Autocorrect.
Come on.
Let me autocorrect
this way.
You remember when Scotty had his shoe up? It was like,
don't tell your ACLs.
You know, and then the last one more. You autocorrect your thinking if it's off. You autocorrect your mouth if it's off. And what you are listening to, sometimes you got to shut your parents out. Sometimes you got to shut your friends out. And here's the last one. You got to autocorrect your heart, right? You got to some of y'all, you smart enough, you talk the talk, but you don't have will. Some of you got the right will, but you don't have the right information. You don't have the right skills. So what I'm telling you, as easy it is to change this, this treadmill, as easy as it was to adjust that light, as easy as it was to put on another shirt, I went from GED to PhD. Then I told them last night on the webinar, bro, I made more money off the flight assessment than I've even made off the doggone. Why? Because Chris kept telling me, this is good information, but you need to go get certified. He kept telling me, and I wasn't listening, Ma, because he was teaching me and it was enough. It was working. I was getting what I needed, so I didn't. And then guess what? Boom, pandemic. He dies out of nowhere, Ma. Now I got to go get the information. And it's changed my life. So I'm telling you, autocorrect your thinking, autocorrect your mouth, autocorrect what you're looking at, autocorrect your heart, and you are, listen to me, the devil is a lie. You are in control of you.
I'm actually about to give Mike probably more props than I ever gave him in my life. All right, so that shot right there, right? And Carl, we'll put the video in on the podcast later. But if my respect level for Mike went to a whole nother level. And I said, wow, I got to check myself. And I was more inspired by the play where Mike got the shot hit against him and lost than I was any shot Mike ever made. And let me show you what happened. If y'all watched it, and I remember watching it back in the day, but you're watching stuff different now with The Last Dance, right? When I tell you Reggie Miller got away with one of the worst offensive fouls I've ever seen in my life. Reggie Miller ran from like the baseline, full speed, and two hands shoved Mike out the way to then get open and bury the shot. So again, because I'm watching Mike through a different lens now, I'm trying to study why he's so great. Y'all go back and watch it. If you're listening on the podcast right now on iTunes, Spotify, wherever, go look at YouTube. Carl put the video in there. I rewound it 5 times to see how Mike would respond. Do you know that in a huge game, in the biggest moment of the game where the Bulls was about to win, Reggie Miller pushed off with 2 hands to get open. Mike got there late. Reggie buried the shot. Do you know Mike did not say one thing to the ref? I mean, bruh, he didn't even look at the referee. He never even did like the push off motion. Like, and you know what I said, E? I said, wow, he was so locked in to either it's a win or a loss. It's no, and I'm not saying Mike never complained to the ref. I don't know. I'm just telling you, in this huge moment where Indiana was a real threat to them, he did not run over to the ref and go, I can't believe he pushed me off. He was like, dog, we lost. It's a wrap. And he kind of just did his head. You'll see it on the video. He kind of just did his head like, dang, like, you know, like anybody would. But he did not complain. He did not get caught up in that. And E, you know what I thought about instantly? This is why it impacted me so much. Remember when the Saints got cheated? They spent the whole week talking about how they got cheated. They spent the whole rest of the overtime talking about how they got cheated. They never locked back in. Mike was like, yo, I can't get too caught up in that push because there's something else coming next time, and now I got to get ready for the next game. That's over with. And no disrespect to the Saints, and they got cheated. They got cheated bad. But they handled it and went, oh my God. And they complained for the next 5-10 minutes, and they lost the game in overtime because they never got over it. And Mike was so deep as a winner that he said, it's over with. It don't matter. Like, that's maybe if it would have been 5 minutes left in the game, he might have went over to the ref and been like, hey, bro, he pushed me off. Maybe trying to see if he could get the next call or something like that. But the clock was at zeros, and Mike was like, it's no reason. I just saw Mike's brain go, oh, well, we're going to win the next one anyway, so it don't matter. And I was like, wow, I sat back in my seat. Like, yo, literally, I watched it like 5 times, and I just kept being like, dog, do you know these boys today would have, laid on the ground and had like a temper tantrum, like a 2-year-old, and got a tech, and they'd have been in the press conference. I don't know. And please, somebody, if Mike talked about it in the press conference afterwards, if he complained about it, then this is null and void, all right? If he spent the whole press conference saying he, got pushed, whatever. I'm just telling you what I saw in this moment and how it impacted me. And I'm telling you, too many people in your life right now, you running up to somebody going, hey. And I'm telling you, it don't matter, dog. Your success is in your own hands. Refocus, autocorrect, as E said, and go win the next one. So that was the biggest thing I took. And I was like, yo, Mike is a savage on a whole nother level to not even have any type of emotional reaction to getting that shot hit and he got pushed. I'm talking about the biggest, it was like violent. And, he was like, you know what? We lost. On to the next. And, man, that mindset of, boom, on to the next autocorrect, I think is just huge.